How's it going, you guys? This is going to be the initial review of the SIG Sauer SP2022 in the 40 Smith & Wesson chambering. Reason why I say initial review, reason being is I haven't had this for too long or long enough in order to put a full out review to the quality standard that I would want it to be. I have sent several hundred rounds through this gun already, so I'm going to do an initial review. I'll do a quick update review as we go on if I discover anything new with this handgun. So far so good, it's running 100%. Haven't had any issues as far as the gun being picky about which type of ammunition that it wants to shoot. Now this is one gun on the SIG lineup that doesn't get talked about enough. Everybody knows the P226, 228, 229 family of guns. This gun kind of represents a new direction that SIG is going to be going in, and it's kind of like the direction where all gun manufacturers are going to be going in. Reference the Glock. It's a polymer lower with the steel slide. The steel slide, you'll notice there's a two-tone type finish to it. Reason being is the steel slide is a nitron finish by SIG. And so far I think it stand up pretty good. And I'll give you guys a couple of close-ups so you can see the wear and tear on the slide. It's very minimal. Now, before we move on, let's go ahead and talk about the specifications of this handgun itself. Alright, now just like most other SIG, this thing is a double action, single action type firearm. It has a decocker built into it, so that way the first shot you squeeze off is always going to be in a double action. Second shot you squeeze off is going to be single action until it runs empty or you activate the decocker. Now the double action, according to SIG, pulls at 10 pounds, which sounds about right. It's a long and heavy double action pull. After the first shot breaks off, it goes into a single action mode, and it's single action all the way until the gun runs empty. The single action breaks at just 4.4 pounds out of the box from the factory. At 4.4 pounds, if you're an experienced shooter, you should be able to squeeze off accurate shots without a problem. Now onto the sights of the SIG. The sight radius is just shy of 6 inches. It's at 5.9 inches according to SIG, and it's a contrast sight, which is the one I have right here. SIG also offers a second model which comes with their night sight. It does cost a little bit more, but it comes installed already out of the box on this handgun. Now as far as the zero on the sights out of the box, they were fantastic. I haven't had a problem. I didn't feel the need to adjust them at all. I was able to hit targets and connect without a problem. Now this gun is 7.4 inches long, and it's comparable to the Model 19 Glock. It's 5.7 inches tall and it's 1.4 inches wide. The overall dimensions of this gun is built to be, I guess, a more compact handgun, not a full size like you would see on the Glock 17 or the Glock 34. The barrel length of the SIG SP2022 is at 3.9 inches, just a little shy of 4 inches, but it's very, very accurate. If anybody shoots SIGs, you guys would understand how accurate these guns are built. Now, a couple cool things about the SIG SP2022. First of which is the price range. For this exact model that I have here, which is just the regular contrast sights, it doesn't come with the light or the night sights. To score a SIG for just under $500, you can't really beat that. If you choose to go with the most basic, which is what I've gone with here, just the regular contrast sights, they do come with a couple of things. The hard carrying case, one magazine which holds 12 rounds if you choose to go with the 40 Smith & Wesson caliber. It comes with a Kydex holster with SIG's logo on it. Now I did some research on it. The holster is made by IMI. IMI makes a huge lineup of different holsters, and they're not specific to model of the handgun, more of manufacturer. For example, the Kydex holster that came with this gun will fit all SIG handguns. The tack light that you can get as part of the package from SIG, should you choose to go with that one, is on the bulkier end. The tack light is wider. It's similar to the dimensions of the M3, if you guys are familiar with that. By today's standards, that's a bulkier tack light. Another thing I forgot to mention is that because of the polymer frame, you can interchange back straps. SIG included 2 in the box, 1 on the gun already. The one strapped onto the gun would be the medium sized one. It comes with a small and large one in the box. Now on to the attachments. This gun does have a Picatinny rail on the bottom side of the frame, and it's a 20mm Picatinny rail, so if you have any accessories that you want to throw on here that goes on to any Picatinny rail, this will fit it just perfectly fine, unlike some of the other handgun manufacturers that make proprietary rail system or attachment systems on their handgun, so you have to buy specific ones or specific adapters. This one doesn't. You can pick from the wide variety of different accessories made for the 20mm Picatinny rail, and it will mount on there just perfectly fine. The stippling on the polymer frame is fantastic. I've shot a number of different handguns with polymer frames, some of which the stippling doesn't really provide much of a traction. This one does. It's almost like grip tape. It's almost like the grip tape that you put on skateboards. It grabs your hand whether you're gloved or not gloved. The trigger guard, like most SIGs, are on the bigger end, so in case you're shooting this in the winter time and you have thicker gloves on, you'll still be able to get a good purchase on that trigger. Now, one thing I don't like about this gun is its weight. This thing weighs in at 29 ounces with the mag unloaded in the gun. For a gun that's essentially half polymer, I would expect it to be a lot lighter. The Glock certainly feels that way. So that's one thing you might want to take into consideration if you're going to be carrying this, or if you're going to be taking this on a long trip, such as if you're going backpacking and this is going to be your defensive handgun. You might want to consider something that's going to be a little bit lighter. Another cool thing about this gun is you'll notice on the magazine that it comes with, it says 40 Smith & Wesson and 357 SIG. Reason why it says that is the two calibers real similar, so the magazine will be able to load it no problem. You can purchase a separate barrel from SIG themselves, drop it into this handgun and shoot 357 SIG out of it. I have not done that myself, but for the price range, you're essentially getting two guns in one, and that's pretty hard to beat. Now, as for the reliability of this handgun, out of the couple hundred rounds I've shot through this gun, I shot a variety of different ammunition, anywhere from American Eagle to Federal to Fiachi, you name it. Out of the hundreds of rounds I've shot through this gun, the only malfunction, and I wouldn't even say it's a malfunction, that I've experienced is the slide not locking back, and that occurs pretty often. My guess, the reason for that is because of the recoil spring. Out of the box, this thing has a really stiff recoil spring to handle the 40 Smith & Wesson cartridge. So it's a matter of breaking in the spring so that the slide can travel all the way back. For the fuel strip of this handgun is really simple. Make sure the gun is clear, take the magazine out, and locate the protruding pin on the right hand side. Pull the slide back until you reach this notch and go ahead and apply pressure onto the pin. The slide catch should pop out and the slide should be able to come off no problem. One thing that I wish SIG would improve upon would be these right here. These aren't cut nearly deep enough, so it doesn't provide enough traction should your hands be wet. But all in all, this is a fantastic handgun for the price that you get. You get a lot of gun for the price, and especially if you get the 40 Smith & Wesson, you're essentially getting two guns in one. This thing is offered in a 9mm, 40 Smith & Wesson, and a 357 SIG. I'll be releasing updates as we go if I find out anything new about this handgun, but I give this gun a 9 out of 10, and it's a fantastic handgun for entry level or somebody who just wants to own a SIG and never got a chance to buy one. So until next time, I'll keep you guys updated. I'm signing out, the Gear Locker.
There we go.